So what are we doing this week? 2 rides, 1 night out and fixing a motorhome. Keep watching, find out what happened. So I'm just off out on the bike. Have to bring a saw up, I think. I saw an electric saw the other day online that somebody was using. It was a little mini chainsaw, really handy. I really must get one because that would sort that out. Good old fat bike. Going over everything. Even with a tent on the handlebars. As I say, I'm on the Raven. And my heart rate's 144, as you can see, it's way off the scale. Hit 160 coming up the road. But, you can camp in these woods if you're careful. There are places you can hide away. It's not official, obviously, nowhere is, but yeah, it's just Cranham Woods, and you can find little spots to hide away, which I might do very, very soon, next few days. I'm just going to have a think when I get home. If not, I've got another plan to go out for a night out, but I might do both. But definitely going to go out. And then the week after next, we're off up north. We're going to see Carbon Wasp again. I'm going to pick up my rims and then probably call in and see my brother in Buxton and then go up to the lakes for a couple of days and then back home. Just a 4-day trip away. We need to do it. Once the van's fixed, should be fixed this week, and then we can get back on the road. This weekend I've got my birthday ride on the Sunday. Hopefully, I pray it doesn't rain. At the moment it's showing a bit of rain on the Sunday, so because when we get to the pub at the other end it's outdoors, so really hope the sun shines on the righteous. It's a lovely little wood, this. Very quiet. It's time for the jacket to go back on. So I'm up at the camping field. I think I rode around it just now and I thought I was filming, but I don't think I was, but I won't know till I get home, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, there's nobody in here at the moment except for like a little campsite here. Looks like a family or somebody's been here. A little group of people camping out for a while. But, anyway, I'm going to get my coat back on because it's flipping freezing. Try and make my way back down to home. It's only a short one. I just wanted to come out and test the bike out, really. So it's only going to be barely 10 miles. What have I done? 6 miles. Probably be about 10 miles by the time I get home. Anyway, see you in a bit. Hi, so today is Tuesday, and I think I've already done an intro this week, but anyway, it's always hard to remember this stuff. So what I'm doing, so I'll just turn a few lights on here, you can see a bit better. I'm going bikepacking for a night. So when I say bikepacking, I'm going for a night out. So a night out on the town, or a night out in the woods. I'm not going very far, but I want to get out. I want to just get used to the tent again, get my kit sorted out. So you get a bit rusty and you can't remember what bit you wanted. You've changed a few things. I've got a few more, obviously different camera now. So the plan is to nip out and up to the local woods and have a night out. So I'm repeating myself. So what I'm doing at this moment is I've already got some stuff on the bike, as you've seen before. All I've got to do now is put my sleeping kit on the back, which is in here. So I've got my mat, my liner. The only thing I haven't put in yet is my sleeping bag, which I'll do in a minute. I don't tend to pack sleeping bags until I really need them, because you squash them too much. So they need to be left out, so it's in here. So that's my sleeping bag. So you leave it all puffed up when you're not using it. Lets the air into it, keeps it lofted. And then when you want to use it, just squash it down to take it where you want it. This is a Nemo, as I've mentioned before, Riff. Goes down to -1 men's long. So that should do me. I've got extra bottles on the front here for water, which at the moment are empty. I don't know whether I'll put anything in those. I'll just leave them on there. So if I need them, I've got them. Don't weigh anything, they're aluminium. And then it's just a matter of, pack my rear bags and then decide where I'm going to go. I've got a rough idea, but like I say, it won't be very far. Right, so that's what I'm going to do now. Okay. So after my last video, I've had quite a few really nice comments. People saying, because I did ask, what do you think about it all? Is it a good idea? Am I doing the right thing? Do you like the mix of stuff? Would you prefer just riding? And the overwhelming majority say just carry on doing what I'm doing. So you obviously clearly just like listening to some old bloke waffling about bikey stuff and his life and things. So today, like I say, is Tuesday. So it's the 18th today. So in 1, 2, 3 days time, I'm 70 years old. I can't help. Sorry, I keep on about it, but it's quite a milestone to think that I am a 70-year-old bloke. So I used to, when I was young, obviously you look at people around you. You look at this bloke in the local village on his stick with his dog. Oh, look at that old boy, 70 years old, That's me. Oh dear, oh Lord, I can't believe it. So I am praying at the weekend. We've got this ride on Sunday, as I've mentioned already, and I am praying the weather's going to be okay. I'm just looking on Windy Weather app whether it shows me Sunday. I don't know if I really want to look. Doesn't look too bad. 10 degrees, but is it going to rain? Nobody really knows. So what tends to happen is you get the tent up, get your outer and your inner up, obviously, so it's weather tight, and then I take this off the back of the bike, chuck it in and take out what I need. So the first thing to come out will be this, then I'll get the mat and everything out and blow the mat up, blah blah blah. So all I'm going to do is just stuff this in here. I mean, it has got its own stuff sack, but what's the point? It's just easier just to stuff it straight in here. This is a really strong dry bag, so it does the trick. This is a Aero Racks dry bag. This company. I had an Aero rack at one time. Really loved it, but I prefer to have a proper pannier rack. When you've got mounts for it on your frame, then you might as well have the right thing. Right, so you just compress that in there, get as much air out as you can, and then shut it up. Dry bags are a wonderful thing. I never had these when we were years ago, so I'm just getting into some sort of shape. And the beauty of this is it's got two little loops on the top to tie it to the rack, so you just put a bungee around and strap it on the rack. Now I've got a few options for straps. I've got some stretchy straps like these, Great ones. I think they will probably do. Or I've got some Salsa. I love these. These are really, really good. Sorry, Surly Velcro straps. Don't think they're going to be long enough for this, but we'll try these first. Beauty of having a rack is you can run dropper, as I've mentioned many times. And this wants to be squashed. As I was just going to say, I'm getting some products sent to me to review. I've mentioned many times that my channel is going to be reviews and rides and all kinds of things, real mixture. Not all bike packing. I mean, obviously at the moment it tends to have a theme of bike packing all the time, but I want to get away and do other stuff as well. Obviously more mechanicking. I'm going to do a feature on, I best not say this because I keep saying it over and over and over, you get bored, a feature on wheels, but Yeah. And I was also going to, in this one, hopefully tomorrow, maybe, or later today. Actually, I might not get it fitted in this week. I might do it next week now. Do a little feature on what I eat in a day. I want to do more on food and health. I have done it in the past. There is a video, if you look back, I might put a link to it, talking about food and what I eat and what, not telling you what to eat, but advising you to be aware of certain things. So I will be doing that again, because I think it's important to be aware of stuff. You probably are aware of it. I bumped into somebody in the gym. Have I already mentioned this in this? Anyway, I'll read it back when I edit it. I bumped into someone in the gym, and he was exactly the same as me, talking about exactly the same things as me to some people in the gym. And yeah, it just made me think that I should do another video about it. Right. So all I've got to do now is put some clothes in these, and then in here I'm going to put my GoPro and electrics spare. I've got a battery. I've got a couple of these. Oops. A couple of these battery banks. I've got an Anchor one here, which is probably the better one. And I think this is, have I mentioned, this is, what ampere hour that is? I think it's 10. Oh, it says on there somewhere. But anyway, yeah, it's big enough. I've never run any of these flat. This one's 1500. But yeah, Anchor are good. Really, really good. I want to get another small one. I need 2 small ones. But that and another small one will do. And then that's usually all you need for at least like 2 or 3 days. You get away with some battery banks. You don't really need to carry much more, because all you're charging is your phone and your GPS. In the summer, you don't really need. I mean, I've got enough power in that light. That will last ages. I think it's 30 hours on low, so that'll last a week. And then same with the rear light. I just run the exposure lights. Where have I put it? These. You put it on flash and that lasts for days. But just use it sparingly. Obviously, if you're off-road, you don't need to put that on. I'll put that on now, actually, because I'll forget otherwise. It just clips on there. And I think I mentioned before that I used a grip. There's a bit of grip there, which I strapped to the rack to form like a seat post shape, because these fit on seat posts, and there's nothing on a rack that's seat post shaped. Right, I am going to go in and I am going to edit what I've got so far for this week. It's nice to keep on top of it. I haven't got a whole load of stuff to do come Saturday. So yeah, okay. Catch you in a bit. My tent, I'm just going to whip my tent out, because as mentioned, there's a fly sheet, which is this. And I saw somebody the other day say, a lot of people don't bother with it's called a fly sheet, or not a fly sheet, like a ground sheet that goes under, a footprint, they call it, that's it. But the trouble is, as you'll see when you put a tent up, is you put your footprint down, and then you put your tent on top. But if you want to move it, because it's a self what you call it, tent, freestanding tent, when you pick it up, the blooming just falls off. So it's a bit of a nuisance. So somebody I noticed had fixed this to the bottom of the tent. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to fix this to the base of the tent. I'm going to get it all out. That's the inner. Because the base of these isn't very thick. So that's why they advise you to have. It would be easier just if they just made the base thicker, wouldn't it? But so this is the underneath of the tent. This is one end. This end is orange, and the other end is grey. So all I need to do now is get the corresponding footprint ends, and I'm going to fasten the two together. Whether I Velcro them together or what, I don't know. Let's just see. Zip tie those together. I just need to make sure when I go that I take something with me. If this doesn't work, cut the zip ties off. Yeah, that should work, I think. That's where your pegs go. And then these little clips. This is the outer clips into these clips. But they've designed it in such a way where you can have the base footprint and the outer without an inner. for summer or whatever like that. If you want to just literally have a really speedy cover, you're not worried about midges and bugs, you can just have an outer. So to find out if this does work, you'll have to watch the video. Right, that's that one. Do the same on this one. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to the weight of the tent because you carry it all anyway. So that's the other end. It's all good, it's all colour coded. This is a Big Agnes copper spur too, as I've mentioned many times. I have thought about changing it for a better tent because there are better tents around now, but what's the point? I don't do enough. I don't do winter camping very much. I may do it, obviously I will be doing in the future, but at the moment I only do spring and summer, or summery camping. I'm not hardcore yet. I want to be. I want to get out in the frozen, in the snow, but I have a feeling that might be with a bivvy. Little tip for you, if you've got a tent. Fasten your footprint to your inner. There we go, done. What do you think? Well, I shall tell you when I get to camp tomorrow. Right, that's it for now. I'm going to pop that back in there, and then I'm ready to rock and roll. Oh, I forgot to say, I've had another order for another frame, and all 3 orders want forks, because I do forks. Oh, I've already shown you. I do carbon forks for fat bikes. I'm trying to find a carbon fork for gravel and, well, gravel forks I can get. I'm gradually putting everything on the website. The forks are on the website now. I've got some other things to put on, rims, some complete wheel bill pricing, and some gravel forks, and possibly some suspension. So what I'm going to try and do is do a frame set, so frame and forks. The titanium frames I do with a carbon fork, if it's a fat bike, it's £2,000 for everything. So it's frame and forks, £2,000. So I've sold 3 of those now. So I've just ordered some more forks. I've got 1 left in stock, so I've ordered 4 more. Try and keep some stock. And yeah, all good. Good. And entries for the Surly 100 are coming in. So whatever happened last week, well, the video went out from last week from Surly actually. It seems to have stirred up some interest. So please don't leave it. A few people who said they were going to enter have entered now, because I obviously know a few people. I really want them to. They want to come back. They've said they want to do it again this year, and they haven't entered. So yeah, it's just sort of a bit of a nudge because the entries are filling up. Okay. So just getting the stuff packed up. Electrics in. It's only going to be a short trip. It's not even really a trip. It's just a skirt up to the woods, really. So got some spare waterproof trousers with me because they'll double up as something warm as well in the morning, because I'm going to come down in the morning and I think it's going to be freezing. That's the plan. Oh, I'll take that with me. Pays to have a puffer with you just whenever you finish doing what you're doing. Just chuck it on, because you might feel warm when you finish, but it won't take long to cool down. And a puffer jacket is just so easy to stuff away and chuck on when you get to camp. I've got some food, but I'm going to change what I'm taking. Let's see what I've got. I've got a Christmas dinner in here. I don't think I'm going to need that. It's a bit much. So I'm going to get something else which is a bit lighter. Not quite so. It's quite a big meal. I've got some breakfast as well, but I don't think I'm going to have time for that in the morning, so no real need to take that. Pasta, orzo, bolognese, complete dehydrated pasta bolognese. Beef stew, pearl barley, that's quite nice. Posh baked beans, I'll try that. Beef stew and pearl barley. I keep all my food in a bag with a spoon. I've got a long handled spoon, because when you have boiling a bag meals, you need a long spoon to get to the bottom of the bag. So get yourself a titanium spoon. That's all you need. Put some water in there. Might as well. Pop some water in that. Well, I wasn't expecting this. It's boiling hot. put on loads of clothes ready for cold, and the cold isn't here, it's hot. So I have to change everything. Load of stuff in my pockets, got drone, camera, mount. I'll take that out. This is what I love about having bags on your bike and all the kit, because you can just carry stuff and then just adapt. You ain't got to worry about bags on your back or anything like that. Because typically I've got a really steep hill coming up, and the last thing I want to do is cook. Okay, let's go. Oof, got his warm. My favourite 1 in 4 hill. As I mentioned before, and I've just told myself, the secret of any massive long climb or any steep climb is to hit bottom gear as soon as you can and just go slow. You're able to talk whilst you're climbing a 1 in 4 hill. Just hit bottom gear and spin up, and don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about times. The bike at the moment weighs about 29 kilos ish, 28, so getting there to fully loaded weight. I was chatting to Sheila today, and she will possibly watch this back, but we were talking about doing Land's End John O'Groats. I think I mentioned it last week, and we're going to do it. I want to do it in August. It's the only gap we've got in the year, because I've got my event in July, beginning of July, which will take up a big chunk, and I can't do anything before that because I've got a lot of planning to do. And then after September we're off to Australia to see our kids in Australia, which I'm not sure how many times we'll be able to do that, but it's not cheap. But anyway, we're going in September, so that's September out the way, and then October's probably too late. So we're looking at August, and we shall see. I'm going to concentrate on pedalling now, and like I say, I will see you at the top of this hill, at the top of this goddamn hill. Flip me. Nearly there. Done it. To the top of Portway. Life in the old dog yet. So I was going to camp in these woods. I've camped in here before. There's some nice little hideaways. But really, for the purpose of this video, I was going to I need somewhere where I can film and show putting the tent up and stuff like that. So I'm going to go up to the campsite we use locally. I think it's pretty much empty at the moment. So I'm going to put myself in one corner, and then I can film putting the tent up and all the kit and all the rest of it, so which I haven't really done it before, so you can see how I do it, get some idea of what yeah, so we normally come out here here and then goes up to the bottom of the racetrack or the Shrine Trail. So I'm just up by the 417 bypass. I've just put the drone up and got some footage, so you'll see. Just got it back. That's the highest I've ever been, I think. It's pretty high. So yeah, I just got onto the, there's a limit you can fly at, and it just got to that limit. I had to dip it down a little bit, but 400 meters is the limit. But, hopefully got some good shots. Right, I am going to get back on the bike now and get back down to the campsite, get the tent pitched up, and get some food on the go. Yeah, it's a good pitch up here, I think. Just the job. Oh. Right, so I'm going to, I think I'll get the tent out. So this is my system. When I come to a campsite, find your spot, obviously, nice and flat. Then all I've got to do is grab under the end of here, pegs, put them in your pocket. Pull out the inner and the flight and then poles out. Keep everything. I tend to put everything in my pockets when I'm doing this. Whatever bag you have, stuff it somewhere in a pocket, because you will lose it. Because this is all right here because you can see everything. But if you're in the dark or you're in long grass or something like that, then you will lose stuff. So this has got, this is brilliant. So this basically puts itself together. It's like a giant spider. This is the frame of the tent. Hopefully I'm in shot because I can't see. So you'll have to bear with me. Tents have come on so much from when I was a kid. A lot of people think, you know, when you're not into modern camping, you think back to what it was like when you were a kid, and it's so different. That's the orange end, this is the silver end. So you find the ends of the corners. This is the orange end. I can never remember which is the head end. I need to remember this time. I think it's that end. And then these clip in like so. But you can see now already I've got the bones of a tent. I also noticed something else. The last time I used this, I didn't clean all the bits out. All the pockets are full of bits. So once you've got this up, it sort of strengthens the whole tent. That's for your cross piece. I really love this tent. Tents are so, like I say, they're so good now. Then this goes across the middle. So this gives you your headroom inside. Now you can, if you want, in the summer, if you know it's dry, leave it like this, not bother putting the fly sheet on. So you've basically got everything you need. So that is the whole, you know, see the other day when I said I've fastened the ground sheet, whatever you want to call it, footprint, I fastened it to the tent. So when you do this, it now doesn't fall off, because before it used to fall off. God, I've got all kinds of crap in this thing, I need to clean it out. But anyway, that is your tent. That's the head end. So I think I shall put it, leave it where it is actually. Then all you've got to do is peg it out. So the top, again, is in here. Same principle, pull it out. That's it. So you've got everything you need just in that bag. Pull it out, put it up. You've got no faff to worry about. That bag will stay there on the bike. Same principle again, you're looking for the orange and the silver end. So this is the orange end. Get your two ends. I know I'm talking about this tent because all tents are different, but this is how this tent works. But a lot of tents are colour coded now, just to help sort things out. And this, the beauty of this is it just clips together. So these have got clips on here that clip into the bottom. Like that. That's it. What I've got to do now is just fasten this in here and do this. And in here is a little pocket that goes on the end of there. That's it. Same on that side. So all I've got to do now is peg it out and we're done. Right, one house. Flap up, bit of ventilation. So there you have it, one home. Could be a little bit tighter, but it's good enough. I know, I use jet boil. There's lots of fancy things. There's lots of people who love to have fuel burners and all kinds of fancy stuff. I tend to be one of these people that's a bit boring and I just want stuff that works. So I can't be bothered with too much faffing about. So I want a simple gas burner. It's all in there. There's your pan. There's your gas. There's your burner. That's it. Got a lighter to light it because this one doesn't come with a self-igniter. The new ones do. There's a new version of this, I think. It's about the only thing I wish this had is a self-igniter, but it's not the end of the day. That just screws on there. This is why I love bike packing. You've got everything. Got everything with you. I've got my house, I've got my food, got my transport. There's no real wind, so I don't need to worry too much about covering that up. That'll boil pretty quick. What I didn't do was bring any tea bags, which was a little bit of a shame, because I would quite like a cup of tea right now. But this will do. Again, keep everything together so you don't lose anything. Beef stew and pearl barley. So you have, right, made with natural ingredients. Beef mince 20%, potatoes 20%, celeriac 18%, carrots 10%, onion, celery, pearl barley 5%, olive oil, beef stock, salt, pepper, cider vinegar, tamarind and thyme. This has got 520 calories in here. So obviously these are designed for people that are doing a lot of exercise. Mark the water level, pour in boiling water 280 ml up to the correct level. Stir well, seal and let stand for 15 minutes. Now I tend to leave them standing for half an hour. Much better. There's no rush, just let it sit and stew, then everything's a bit softer. But that's what's in it. If I want to speed it up, I should have put the lid on it really, but it's almost boiling anyway. I haven't changed the canister yet. They last ages. That's the beauty of jet boilers, because they're so fast they don't use that much gas, because they just don't take long to boil. Some of the slower ones just use so much gas. There she blows. Now we just pour that in there. And what you do is give it a stir. It smells bloody lovely. And then seal it up. And that's your little cooker. And just leave it. Check the time. What is the time? Let's just check the time. I've got enough water there for a cup of tea and I haven't got a tea bag. That's really annoying. So water for me tonight. The time is 5 o'clock, or 7 minutes past 5. So I'll give that till 20 to 6. So there you go. That's it. Right, I'm going to get the drone up. Away we go. So that is a good view of, well, that's where I am. This end of the field, as you can see now, is our section really. It's the bit that we're going to use. Oh, that's at max height. Come down a bit. So that's the camping field. And you can see the toilets there on the right-hand side by the caravans. So our site sort of ends in line with the caravans across to the wood. But we can have whatever we want. We have the whole field really, but we like to keep away from that road. You can get about quite close to the road before you hear the noise of the road. But there you go. And that goes out to Birdlip and the 417 over there. Hello. And we just had enough battery. Look at that. One bit left. Right, I'm going to knock this off now. I'll have no battery for tomorrow. What you do want to do is keep warm, whatever happens. And just keep everything with you, on you. So in the morning, whatever happens, you've got an idea of where stuff is. Right, I might as well get the bag out and get everything in the tent that I need. I'll do it now. So on this side you can open up the whole thing. And if you've got poles, you can do that. I don't know if you can see that, but you can put out, you've got a porch. I haven't got any poles, but so I just roll it up. If you just want to stuff it away quickly, you can just do this. Because there's some loops on the top here for drying clothes, but I tend to just stuff that like so. So it's about the way. You haven't got to worry about rolling it up and faffing about. So when you want to just shut it down, you just pull it down. And then you just open your tent up. You do it with one hand with these, they're so good, the zips are brilliant. Oh, someone's ringing me, hang on. Where's my phone? Oh, it's Daryl. Hello, Daryl.
Hello, mate.
Say hello to the say hello to the camera.
Hello.
I'll just turn that off a minute. Sleeping bag. Get that out, get the air in it, and then get your sleeping mat. Your bed. This is the comfy bit. It's the tensor. It's just the bag to blow it up with. I bought an electric blower upper, but it's useless. They're a waste of time. It turned itself off. I got a video somewhere and it actually came on in my pack, in my pannier bag. And if I hadn't noticed, it basically just would have run flat. So by the time I got to wherever I was going, it wouldn't have been of any use. These are the best. These are just socks you just blow air into. It connects to the connects directly. They come with the bag. These have got a two-way. Sorry, a one-way valve. Hang on. Push that in. And clip that into there. So the air will go in and not come out. Then all you do is just blow a little bit. Don't go right up close to it, because what you don't want to do is to get moisture in here too much, because then you get mould in your bag, in your thing. So all you want to do is collect a bit of air and then roll it up, pinch it, and it pushes the air into the bag. So simple. You don't need any electrics, nothing to charge up, nothing to lose. All you do is that. Usually 3 puffs, 3 of these usually blows it up. I'm getting there. There it is up. That goes on there. Get it right way around, that way around. Feet that end. So that's everything you need. And what I'll do is I'll put my pillow, I'll blow this up, I'll put it into the head of the, there's a little pocket on top of this sleeping bag where you can put your pillow inside the sleeping bag, so whatever happens you don't lose it in the night. This is very civilised, having a table. I've got to say, it's not really, this isn't hardcore bike packing, is it? Having a table. Let's just move this out of the way. Right, this should be well and truly ready by now. Got a good half an hour, over half an hour in there. Oh, lovely. Just the job. Perfect. Right, come back in a minute. You don't want to see me eat this. So things haven't quite worked out as planned. I've got to nip home. Typical. So, done everything else. So, I mean, all I was going to stay was for a night anyway. So, it just means I'm not going to get to sleep. I'm going to have to go home. But it doesn't matter. So I've just shown you basically what I do when I put the tent up and take it down again. So that's mission accomplished sort of thing. That was really why, excuse me, that was the main reason for coming out, was to sort of show you what I do when I put my tent up and when I go bike packing, the tent system I use. So I've sort of achieved that, just done it in slightly shorter than I anticipated. So I'm going to have a bit of a ride on the way home, a bit of a scoot about. I'm not going straight home, but yeah, I've got to get home for the morning. So rather than tear around, I thought I might as well go now. So that's the situation. If I got miles, I'd probably feel a bit peed off, but to be honest with you, the reason for coming out was to film. So I'm just going to take this down now, so you'll see basically the same principle. And just do all this up, make sure there's nothing in there that I need. So if you imagine this is the morning, it's basically the same thing. That's my bag for the peg poles, and this is my bag for the pegs, so they can all come out. So you may have, there's quite a few tents around now that are really good for this sort of thing. Durston X-Mid Dome is getting rave reviews. That's worth looking at, and it's cheap. It's only £305, and Dan Durston's a really cool bloke to deal with. I'd have one if it wasn't for the fact that I got this. I just can't see the point in changing when I've got a good tent. But if I didn't have one, I would get one. He did have a little issue with poles, or with the frame of the tent, but he basically, because you're dealing with him direct, he replaced everybody who bought a tent. He changed their poles for nothing. So that's the sort of bloke he is. That's what you call good backup, good support for a brand. It goes a long way. Right, that should be, that's it, free now. Then all we do is unclip the clips that we clipped on. So if you imagine this is the morning, you'll get an idea of what's what. Pretend I slept all night. Just take the outer, you can't actually see this bit, but stuff it in the bag, in the front roll bag. And then what I'll do next, I'll get this stuff loosely. That's the outer, and I'll leave a space above the outer in the roll to put the pegs. This comes off first. To put the poles, I mean. Yeah, the Durston tent comes with carbon poles, so it's even lighter. Let's put that there a minute. Unclip these. So easy. All you got to do then is take it apart. Now, when you're doing this, this is a bit of a battle because it will try to put itself back together. So you need to keep hold of everything. All of the tents come to this similar sort of system now, where it's got a bungee inside. But you daren't let go because it will try to put itself back together again. And if I let go now, it'll just become it'll reform itself. Get this as well, otherwise you'll never get it all in the bag. How easy is that? And then what I do is stuff this in, because the outer's loose, you can stuff it in, and then that's in. And then now we've got all this fixed together. This is so much easier. That's a brilliant idea of mine, I must say. Good thinking, Graham. God, that's so much easier to fold up. Because normally you can't fold it up. Pegs go in, and that's it, done. How easy was that? I just don't understand why. I mean, everyone to their own, but I just don't understand the system where the bag comes off the bike, so you have a holster system, so you're carrying a holster around and a dry bag, whereas this is just a dry bag, so you're saving weight as well. We're done. Everything is in, done, and it's still light. Just, what is the time? The time is, so it looks really light on that camera. The time is 6:30. Right, turn this off. I'll see you shortly. So we're ready to rock and roll. You could sort of say mission accomplished. I did pitch the tent. It was there. I did get in. I did have a lie down, but had a phone call, had a chat, and decided to get home. What it is, I got to Sheila. I ride with Sheila when she goes running, and tomorrow morning is running day, Thursday. And to be honest with you, I don't think I would have got back in time. So I'm going to go home tonight. I've achieved what I wanted to do: film, putting the tent up, and taking it down. So mission accomplished. That's really what I wanted to do. Haven't really been very far. I think I'm going to do about 15 miles by the time I get home. I've done nine and a half already. So we'll call it job done. And then in the morning, I've got to say, go out with Sheila while she does her 4-mile run. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Yeah, this campsite's cool. It's even got a light. And it's got a light above the toilet and washing area. Oh, that's new. We didn't have those before. It's that day. It's my birthday. Come on, gang.
Hey.
Alright? Sorry.
Hello, happy birthday.
So I don't know if I mentioned, but the vans have the problem. We had the... Oh yeah, do you remember I said to you that the front brakes had stuck on? So we've just bought new calipers. Well, not new calipers, just had the calipers refurbed. Caliper is the bit that sits on there. Actually, I'll go and find it. So we've had these. These have been... these are the original ones. But you'd send them off to Brake Caliper Solutions and they come back fully serviced. Everything's new pistons, new seals, it's been painted silver. Yeah, they're Brembo brakes, so flipping expensive brakes these. But anyway, yeah, that's what we've been doing, fixing the brakes. Done the other side, just waiting to put this one on, and hopefully we'll be ready to rock and roll again in the beast. Hope to go out in it next week. Anyway, it's my birthday today. In case I hadn't mentioned it. 70 today. God, I've had so many messages on Facebook. I suppose that's the thing, when you've had a shop you know a lot of people. So yeah, big thanks to everybody. So this video will be going out on Sunday and we'll have had our birthday ride. So we're doing a birthday ride on Sunday morning, so that will have happened by now. So hopefully it didn't rain. Fingers crossed. But anyway, that's it for now. Catch you in a bit. Okay, home now. Van's all fixed, all works fine. And been a great day, been a great birthday. So it's a Friday night now, part 1 in the morning. So, but the video's going to end here. Big thank you to everyone that sent me a message on Facebook and other messages personally. It's been a really good birthday. Had everybody round today, eating cake and stuff. So really good. Okay, that's about the end to this video. And hope you all have a great week. I will see you next week. Take it easy. Bye.